do. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you and your career. Why don't you tell everyone that watches this show what it is you do?
Okay, well, I mean, more recently, I do have a podcast. It's called The New Nation. Am I able to say the link, or will YouTube even will YouTube take down the episode for me mentioning the link?
No.
Because you can't even do it on Instagram. You can't share the link.
I mean, that would be like if we actually put the link up, it might.
Okay, sure. It's on censored.tv.
Yeah.
I have a show called The New Nation. But my career-wise, I've been a freelance photographer for about 15 years, and I used to tour with pop stars. Some you'll definitely know, and other obscure artists you may not know, but I've been doing that.
Who would we know?
I toured with Justin Bieber for about 4 years. I've done Katy Perry. I've done, who's that non-binary chick now that is...
Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato.
Well, she's not now.
I was gonna be
right. She's on and off.
Halsey? I don't know. There are so many to pick from.
A little hot
now.
near cold with Katy Perry with Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato just went back to her she/her pronouns because it was too much work to
not
do
very nice. I've had a lot of not very nice.
Rudest and nicest celebrities that you've interacted with.
Okay, sure. Okay, so I used to work for Ralph Lauren as well, and I had plenty of celebrity interactions because I used to work for this brand called Double RL. It was a higher end. Bruce Springsteen, never liked his music. Surprisingly nice guy.
Okay.
Surprisingly nice. Big lib and all that.
Very big lib.
Tom York of Radiohead came in, wanted some boots, sold him some boots. But then as far as actors, I met John Voight at Candace Owens' wedding. So I have a picture of my wife and I with John Voight.
That's amazing.
So nice. And then Michael...
Did you ask him about Angelina?
No. Didn't want to bring that up. Might have been a touchy subject.
You think that is? It's got to be, right? Like,
I would assume so.
That would be hilarious. Like, so tell me about your really, really crazy liberal
Well, he probably
daughter.
never sees his grandkids.
Yeah.
That's sad, you know?
Yeah.
I bought dessert from Michael Caine once.
Michael Caine.
Michael, you're very kind. You're very kind. Thank you.
Do you remember what the dessert was?
It was a chocolate cake.
Okay, I had that feeling.
And a dessert wine, I think.
I had a feeling it might be like a chocolate lava cake.
It was at the King Cole bar in New York. I was with some friends, and I turned around because we were sat by the doors of the bar, and there's a lobby where people could still eat and hang out. I turned around and I said, oh my God, that's Michael Caine, my cocaine. And I said, he's eating dinner, guys, but I'm going to buy him dessert. So just let me know when you think he's done eating. So they did, and I said to the waiter, I said, listen, whatever this guy wants for dessert, pick a cake. Send it over to him. Yep. Don't even say who it's from. So while he's eating the dessert, I walk up to him. I said, Mr. Caine, I'm a huge fan. I don't want to interrupt your dinner, but I just wanted to give you guys dessert. And he's like, you're very kind. Thank you. That's very kind. And that was it. And he was probably one of the nicer people. But Johnny Depp, especially a lot of people with Justin, and Justin, he was always nice to me.
Yep.
Were you ever like close with any of them?
With Justin, I was close.
Okay.
And
that's awesome.
I stopped working with him in 2014, so it was a lot before a lot of the scandal stuff. So
that's my favorite part about him, though. Yeah. I love the fact that he had a very, very it's almost Americana in how normal it is to just go on some type of weird bender when you hit a certain age as a childhood stuff.
He had two scandals himself that I was there for. One was the peeing in the bucket saying Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. That was hilarious.
You saw this?
I wasn't there when it happened. Okay. I think I was trailing off because we were doing an after show and going to a party after that.
Wait, why was he saying Bill Clinton? I didn't know.
Because there was a picture of Bill Clinton on the wall, and oh no, he didn't pee in a bucket. I think he just saw a picture of Bill Clinton and was like, F Bill Clinton.
No, but he did pee in a mop bucket.
Right,
that wasn't
right.
thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then
I love the idea that he's insulted by his saxophone abilities, and he's like, how dare you play a saxophone on
better
Arsenio
than me,
Hall?
maybe.
That's a better story.
Okay. Yeah, the other one was the Anne Frank fiasco when we were in Amsterdam. He said, and it was the most uncontroversial thing ever, and probably accurate. He said, if Anne Frank was 13 years old now, she probably would have been a believer.
And it's probably true.
It's probably true.
You know, like, yeah, props to him for...
I got in trouble once while on tour, and it was like slightly political. It was during the Newtown shooting. We had was it the Newtown one in Connecticut?
Yeah.
It was an off day. I was in Colorado, and I went to a gun range, and I posted some photos with me and the guns at the gun range, and then his management was like, you got to take those down, man. The shooting just happened. And I said, absolutely not.
Yeah. But it is very normal. One of the funniest things you can do, guys, is go back and watch any TV show that you really, really like. And one of the things that's funny is a lot of times if an episode takes place right as some type of national tragedy happens, they'll make an announcement before the episode that says this episode is airing out of order because of this tragedy happened. A couple of those happened on a lot of network shows after Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
So I'll still see the thing where it says like this episode date was moved. Like they don't get rid of it.
Like Asians in that episode or something?
It's like in any of the shows. So like if they have episode of a police procedural that takes place on a college campus, and
Right,
something
right.
happens, it's considered sensitive, so therefore they move it to be sensitive to the families. And or
They
there's
don't
another
really
one.
do that anymore.
I mean, there's so many tragedies now that you have to
Yeah.
move stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But like there was one where there was a huge train derailment right as a TV show that I was watching did an episode about a train derailment.
Oh.
Derailment. Like imagine the odds on something
It's
like
all
that
planned,
happening.
man. Those numerologists are going nuts.
It's Alex Jones would have had a field day with that one. But like for that type of stuff, like he's not wrong. Like
No.
like that he's saying like take it down. They're trying. It's a business.
Right,
for
I
them,
understand
right?
that. Yeah, but also I'm the photographer. No one really cares. But his fans, and I would imagine like Taylor Swift fans, Miley Cyrus fans, Katy Perry fans, I would always say that they should be recruited by the CIA because they were able to find out where we were staying without any of us saying anything. It would be insane. Their moms would
Same with
contact me in the
BTS
hotel.
fans.
Oh, really? I don't doubt it.
BTS fans are the same way. Like if you ever got kidnapped, what you want to do is you want to insult BTS or Taylor Swift on your phone, and they will track you
They will
down
track
and
you
find
down.
you wherever you are.
That's smart. That's actually smart.
to be like, oh yeah, Jimin sucks. And
Do
then
you like stan culture as it is today?
Because I don't think I liked it even when it was back then. Remember MTV had Fanatic. I don't know if you remember that show, if you're too young for it. Do you guys remember that show?
I remember that show.
Yeah. So Fanatic, what they would do is they would bring literal fanatics of, let's compare it to like a Jennifer Lopez back then, where they would meet these people, and these people were completely unhinged.
Yep.
Whoa.
It was,
should
It
bring this
encouraged.
back.
It encouraged the culture.
They wouldn't need to. They wouldn't need to because, you really wouldn't see these people unless you went to a show. But now it's all on social media. These stands, as you say, they out themselves, they show themselves. And yes, meanest celebrity so far was probably Miley Cyrus. Not very nice.
Want to go into detail or no?
I was shooting backstage photos at one of the iHeartRadio music festivals in Vegas. And my job, I was tasked to do all the backstage work. And just say like Paul McCartney, Drake, Justin Timberlake, Robin Thicke, like all very nice. Elton John smiled at me. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Miley Cyrus told her security guard, get this guy away from me. I'm like, I have all the badges on. I have all the accoutrements that are necessary for me to be working there.
Guy away from
And I was like,
me.
what a bitch.
Yeah.
What a
She just didn't like you. She got a bad vibe.
No. Bad vibe, I guess. I don't know what it was. Just a worker doing his job. She must have something against the working man. I
Yeah.
sympathize.
You worked with Justin, so did you know Scooter Braun?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I was just reading earlier today.
You want me to call him now?
I kind of like I
Yeah.
They talk
Live
about,
on air.
Talk about a dude who's built like a crazy empire off of like I was
And
just
is now
reading,
like widely hated, especially because of the Taylor
Swift stuff.
that's
yeah.
I was reading
Which
about it earlier today.
She's okay.
And then Justin Bieber was kind of pitted against Taylor Swift.
Right, because they're
for
friends.
still working with Scooter
yeah.
Braun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. I had a situation arise with
But
Taylor
I was just
Swift and-
I was just reading earlier today about stuff that's come out about how Taylor Swift's dad made like $15 million off the sale of her music rights
Yeah.
to Scooter Braun,
Correct.
which launched out all of where the Taylor's versions of her songs come from,
Right.
which I didn't know about until like the reason for those was because the rights all got sold
Yeah.
to, and Scooter Braun's kind of a
I'm still
business
going to listen to the
genius.
originals, though. I don't care.
Scooter- no.
It's like listening to the original JoJo songs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to listen to the re-records.
No.
Why would you?
Why would I?
Well, Taylor's father made her career, right? It was all funded by him, and this was millions of dollars,
She
right?
seems to really resent him, too.
I don't know anything
From
about
her
their
documentary.
relationship. I kind of have gotten outside of that world now. I was in it for a good 4, 5, 6 years, and then now I do mostly commercial and documentary work. So I was at the White House in 2018, which was fun. I have a photo of Trump where he's leering at me. That's on the wall. And then a big photo of one of my heroes, Paul McCartney, is there. And that's all I need in life.
Did you see the thing earlier? No, I brought it up to you guys that I guess Trump he dine and dashed that thing after he did the arraignment, and they said that he didn't pay the tab after he said he was going to buy lunch for everyone there. Some staffer got fired, I guarantee you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's probably a pretty reasonable reason about why that didn't get paid.
It's funnier if Trump just has like a weird thing about dine and dashing, like he's just really into it.
He
Like,
just
he's
says
like,
it.
He can
He gets
pay
the
it.
thrill.
He like
This
no,
is on me.
he mails the money later, but he just wants to feel the thrill of like he's like, yeah, it's the best. I get out of there. I don't have to pay. Like I want to see that. I want to see the.
That's
thing
what he said
where
about his taxes. I try to pay the least amount of tax. He did fly a kid to get medical care in his private plane once, though. So, I mean, there's a.
Do you think he pays for dinner at Mar-a-Lago?
No.
He definitely. I'm sure he tips people though. I'm sure he tips the staff.
I did see someone, I don't remember who it was, some celebrity said that the water at Mar-a-Lago is the worst bottled water they've ever had in their entire life. They said it's ass. Like, that's literally the words
Like Aquafina
Worse
ass
than
or
Dasani?
Worst,
Dasani.
nothing is worse than Dasani.
We've got one
Right.
from Scrappy. He said bacon and eggs.
Thank you for that, Scrappy. I don't know what
Okay.
you're referring to, but thank
To
you
me?
for that.
No
you just-
context needed.
No
Okay,
context.
bacon and eggs
Bacon and
on a
eggs.
bagel. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do the podcast now.
Yeah.
What do you cover mostly?
I cover mostly culture, though lately it's been diving deeply into Catholicism and just how Catholicism can relate to modern culture, but not so much politics because I don't want to.
Who wants to talk about politics?
Yeah, it's overdone. Everything is parroted by everybody. Like, I can take my political opinion from somebody else who takes it from somebody else, and it just goes on ad nauseum. So I do like to talk more about culture and about film specifically, and I'm starting to do that more on the show, Uncensored. So if you like film, this guy has really great ideas about film and stuff like that. So
yes, I am a fantastic judge of character when it
Yeah.
comes to movies. Take that, Chad. I see you
What's
guys.
on your business card? Multimedia
Curator or something.
curator.
I love that.
It's not my actual business card, but it was somebody's idea of what it could say.
But
like,
you do it every day, right?
Like, yes,
That's
well,
nice.
Like, because we talk about this stuff every day, right? So like we're getting back to reviewing more movies now, but a lot of it is like this podcast it's partially about the movies, but it's a lot about the celebrities that are working in the industry,
And
right?
social media stuff too.
I've enjoyed, like, now my favorite thing to do is just Google influencer and let the trash befall you. Just the stuff you read is just disgusting, and it's amazing. It's a lot of fun.
Does that one count because it's hanging out?
It does not count. That one does not count.
Okay, good. Okay, I just wanted to know.
I swear this never happened before. So, what else? Do you got any big projects coming, or just the podcast has evolved? You said lately you had a name change.
Yeah, that. I mean, I still work freelance. I have a big job happening at the end of June and at the beginning of July, which involves some travel and an NBA athlete, which is nice. But
Is it Jay Morant? Are you going to talk about all those the gun waving that he's doing?
No, it's Jonathan Isaac who plays for the Orlando Magic.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But no, I really would like to put a little bit more effort into the podcast because I'm sure Mary knows, and if anybody who's watching right now has watched the podcast, I did put a lot of energy into it when I had a co-host and when we would have guests on constantly, but now it's just me, and I'm just trying to find the time to actually put a lot of effort into it to
Our
make it
episode
good.
is like the SpongeBob SquarePants lost episode.
Oh, it's so good though. It's so
bunch of
good.
cheap
The
walk
Discord chat has it, so they saw it and they approved it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate technical errors.
It is hard when it's just like one per, like it's very
That's what she
hard
said.
to do. That's exactly what she said, my
Yes.
friend. Yes. But it's like I was mentioning earlier, like I've done a couple of reviews lately that have been just on my own, and it's a lot more like work to try and coherently form thoughts and make a review of something on your own than
Yes.
it is to have a discussion with someone who saw the same project and then let the discussion grow organically.
Mm-hmm.
Like I find that to be more enjoyable, but at the same time you can't always do that. Sometimes
No.
that's not an option.
There's some great YouTubes though who are who post film theses.
I love that
I
stuff.
love those. They're an hour long. They go deep into the history. I watched.
A lot of work goes into making those.
It
too.
has to.
Yeah.
These guys put out videos maybe like 2 or 3 times a year, but they're so good. There's one about a movie called what was that cult where the people all drank the stuff?
Not Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
So there's a movie in the late 70s by Michael Caramino called Heaven's Gate, and they said at the time it was the biggest box office blunder up to that date. But Michael Caramino did The Deer Hunter a couple years before, and they were saying this movie was in sepia. It was like sepia tone. It was 3.5 hours long. There was a scene involving like a roller skating rink that just went on endlessly for like 12 minutes uninterrupted. And so I watched a deep dive into this movie. And the first part was 35 minutes. It's like a long 2-part series, but now it made me want to watch the movie. So that's how I've been finding a lot of these obscure movies from the 70s is through these film reviews. And if you can, there's a really great movie called oh man, it escapes me now, but it's called like Doing Time or something like that with Dustin Hoffman in the 70s.
We had a YouTuber on recently named Kino Corner. That's the name of his channel.
Yes.
He's got a great channel. For
I feel
movie
like I'm
reviews.
subscribed to him.
Yeah. So
You
that's
should have
that's
him
good
on the
stuff.
podcast.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
If you want a podcast where you can just talk about movies, that's somebody you want to have on.
I would love that. And then the people in the comments would go, "Oh, who's this guy? Why is he talking about movies?" Nobody's happy.
That's that you eventually have to learn to just ignore it.
I do it for
because-
me, not
yeah.
for you.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.